Addison that was engaged with him, the defenseman.
Pardon me, yeah, you're right, Addison. Rasmussen drops it back to Mitchell. And that shot from Ian Mitchell goes wide. Mitchell plays for Denver in the NCAA, and right away, play called here. Noah Dobson, 69 points in 67 games for Acadie Bathurst in the regular season. Going on to the Memorial Cup.
They're not handling the puck very cleanly.
And now Mitchell across the line, but steps back on. Dewar. And that's stripped away. One shot on goal for Canada on that power play. Remains 1-0 to Finland. 8.5 to go here in the first period. Canada will play Sweden tomorrow. And the United States on Saturday for Tri-City in the Western Hockey League.
I'll tell you what, in the playoffs, he was lights out. Tri-City went deep into the western side before losing to Everett.
By the way, Capo Caco has gone to the Finnish dressing room. Appeared to be slightly shaken up. We'll see if he returns. That sharp angle shot by Contois was turned away by Lindbergh. Seems extra cautious in the summer, obviously. Engberg works it on Dobson, and Dobson stays with him. Moran up ahead for Delandria. Another penalty coming up as Contois comes in late. And now Delandria takes a bump, and this game's getting nasty as well.
Well, you know what? You talked about Maxim Tunity to do that. Like, you look at Noah Dobson. Noah Dobson played right to the end of May in the Memorial Cup. Then he's right to the Combine. Then he's at the draft. And then he's at the development camp. And now he's here. And in Quebec, they start up a little bit earlier. So he'll probably be on the ice in Quebec before he goes to the rookie camp with the New York Islanders.
By the way, Ole Monsari, who was hit by Contois earlier, has gone to the Finnish dressing room. So they're down 2 forwards here in the first period. As Glass winds his way in. Glass drops it off for Lavoie. Raphael Lavoie in, shoots. And
Lindbergh was a pretty good player. But everybody was coy, and they were up in, they had a practice up in Hamelin. I think that's where they were stationed. And so everybody's, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow? Oh, nothing, nothing. And everybody ends up, everybody walks into the arena.
Still by Cody Glass, pokes at that. And Lindbergh makes the save.
You walk into the arena, and all the NHL scouts were there watching practice. There was no such thing as a hidden gem anymore.
There weren't a lot of us in that game in Hamelina that day, but those of us who were there won't soon forget it.
You've seen him. The one thing that separates him from other defenseman prospects, he's just such an elite thinker on the ice.
Now Mitchell in and shoots, and that was blocked by Aranta. Moran moves in, jams at the side of the goal, and Lindbergh gets the pad down and makes it.
I think it'll be terrific. I really do. The 2001 draft, that was Mikko Koivu and Tuomo Ruutu, and I was in Calgary, and we were picking 11th, and he was that player. There's only been a few players. I mean, when you're realistic and you really want a player and you're really hoping you can get him, the 2001 draft, I was really hoping to get Tuomo Ruutu. You know, at the end of it, you go, oh, didn't get him.
Now Lavoie works in. Raphael Lavoie holds. Got poke check the last moment, then flipped it wide. Lavoie's had lots of good looks here so far tonight. And the forecheck is Connor Dewar from the Paw, Manitoba.
The thing about Lavoie, too, Greg, if you watch the NHL, if you don't get inside the dots and attack into that.
We're talking to Tom Ward, who coached at Channing St. Mary's. They had Drew Stafford, Sidney Crosby, Jack Johnson on their midget team. How'd you ever lose?
Yeah, you just assumed that there was a 0 in the loss column for that team, right?
Brought in by Addison. Galen Addison has poke checked the line. Dobson back with it.
That's the first time I saw Sidney Crosby play. He was at the Max Major tournament, Max Midget tournament in Calgary. And, you know, we always hear about the next great player, and obviously with Sidney, you heard it earlier.
In comes Dobson now, shoots it off a leg and wide. That was blocked by Utunen. Still loose in front. Lindbergh's looking around, but he's got it. could you move up? If you're 5th or higher, could you move up? I don't see how you could move. I don't see any team trading Jack Hughes. I mean, you'd have to.
Well, it'd have to be the 5th pick and a top prospect to get them together.
Even then.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know this, Craig. Teams are terrified to trade out of the top spot. What if you trade, you know, a guy who turns out to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
And as you said, this is quite likely. You know, Jack Hughes is head and shoulders above the rest of the competition right now. It's not like years when there's. Wheeling in is Morin. Antoine Morin. For Lavoie. Comtois jumps in as well. Here's Comtois with it. Up to Morin. To Lavoie. That pass is gloved down by Laxinen. And Laxinen has it stripped away by Lavoie. In comes Raphael Lavoie. Sends it back in front. Just missed Comtois with that pass. 9:45 to go here. Past the midway point of the second period. Morin moves it and shoots, and Lindbergh kicks that away. Comtois. Back for Dobson. Dobson shoots, bouncing puck loose in front. Move over the head of Dobson, back down to the Canadian zone. Joseph goes back and icing.
He wasn't. He was elite at those 2 tournaments. And another player that, because he's only 6'1", would have been drafted higher if the tape measure was a little bit more in terms of his height.
Penalty coming to Canada here. And a 2-1 lead in the second period. We'll go with the Finnish pronunciation for now. Morin back to Mitchell. Plays that high off the glass. It's still tempered glass here in Kamloops. The seamless tempered glass. You don't see that much anymore. Banned in the NHL. And Morin picks it up. Back to Mitchell. Morin in, shoots. That's stopped by Lindbergh. This is the first rink where I saw seamless glass, I think. Back in the early 90s. Addison. Back to Mitchell. That wrist shot again is blocked. And Talvini plays it back out for the Finns. This place was really the center of junior hockey in the 90s when you had those great Kamloops teams. Cody works in, slides it down. Lindbergh poking away. It's still loose. And Lindbergh finally pounces.
And Shane Doan, you know, top-end players, but they produce players right across. Like, you know, Tyson Nash, who was a good player, and then you talk about Darcy Tucker, who was a 6th-round draft pick in the NHL, defensemen like Jason Strudwick and Brad Lukowicz, who won a Stanley Cup with the Tampa Bay Lightning, was with our group in Dallas in '99 when we won the Cup. So they had all different levels of player.
Engberg winds his way in.
Goaltender coming back from disappointment the previous year, losing the shootout in the gold medal game to the U.S. And Carter was terrific start to finish.
In comes Foudy now with a chance. And Foudy tries a little Forsberg move there to roll off his stick. Rasmussen back for Glass. A backhand shot goes wide. Newman has it knocked down by Ball. And Rasmussen gathers up the loose puck. Detroit GM Ken Holland will join Tessa Bonham in our second intermission. Pretty excited about the number of prospects the Red Wings have for the 4 teams here. As the puck goes off it. Jumping in is Oscar Korba. Raffalo with a long shot. That's knocked away. And Teasdale tries to knock it down. Raffalo goes back with him and slams into the inboards. Raffalo 6'6" on the Finnish blue line. Peeling back is Jani Utunen. A very common Finnish last name is Utunen. You always ask if guys are related, but Jani Utunen not related to any of the Utunens who was drafted in the first round by Detroit. He's actually on loan from a Czech team, so the Red Wings could send him to the American League. He will not be going back to Halifax this year. They've already filled their import quotient, so Zadina would either play in Detroit, Grand Rapids, or if he wanted to, go back to the Czech League.
Well, the interesting thing about that is that while they do get drafted from the CHL, technically under the rules of the agreement, because they're on loan, they're drafted from
theoretically. Yeah. There are so many different rules for different players.
Yes.
College players, for example, can play in the American League right away.
Yeah.
Utunen. To Addison, plays it across. Contois shot was blocked. Addison gets it back. Landria. Kind of relaxed, and then a penalty coming now. It's going to go against the Finns. This summer camp for Canada. I wonder who it'll be this season.
You think about the great tournament that Drake Batherson had last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, he wasn't at this summer camp, but you know, Brad McEwen, Hockey Canada's chief scout. I mean, it's the one thing I always impress upon every single player. They're watching continuously. They're watching. They're tireless in their efforts to make sure that they know who the players are that should be invited to the December camp. And that's you're gonna see players play in the Canada-Russia series, which is a big evaluation. But when you're able, Alex Formenton was not at the summer camp and just playing. They're watching.
Anthony Duclair a couple years ago in Montreal really burst onto the scene in the summer.
Ended up being a real key player on that 2015 gold medal team. And not going to see Noah Dobson race up and down the ice and dangle and dazzle, but just effectively, efficiently, at a high level contributes.
The defenseman scoring 17 goals last year in the regular season. That's a valuable commodity.
Yes, it is. When he was 15, he went and played in Austria with the Red Bull program. Think about a young kid from Prince Edward Island.
Now Laxton back across the line. His shot is stopped by Kevin Ball, who got a skate in the way of that. His Ball back with it. Kevin Ball, the Arizona second-round pickup for Moran. He got piled up there by Latvala. They're tangled in front of the Finnish bench. Drop back for Clemente. Works around Contois, the centering pass. Utunen shoots, ripped that high and wide, but off the arm of Addison. Now Ball trying to knock it down. Here's Clemente back with it. For Latvala, his shot floats wide. 9.5 to go in the third period. Canada with a 1-goal lead. Sepala goes behind the back in front of Contois. Now shoots, that's knocked down by Rodriguez. Rasmussen in behind Utunen. In comes Rasmussen with a chance, and a penalty coming now as Lindbergh makes the stop. And Ryan Smith in 95, Corey Perry in 2005. The last guy to make the team, making a big impact.
Never know when or where you'll be called upon. Tyler Steenbergen coming off the bench.
Barely played in the game, in the gold medal game. He hadn't played at all since the second period. And a bolt out of the blue.
You know, talking to the Hockey Canada guys, they said one of the things that
into the tie.
So we talk about, you know, where
Studnicka works in. And racing back on him was Sepala.
The Finns, this team, I mean, they don't have a lot of firepower up front, but there's two things the Finns are always going to do. They're going to compete regardless, and they're smart. So you want to be sloppy and make mistakes, they'll take advantage.
Foudy. Back to Joseph. Plays it back down to Studnicka. His centering pass for Foudy is broken up. As Cephala got a stick on that. Now Lindbergh knocks the puck up and out of play.
Tell him how to work through the friction.
Sure they'll get over it.
Just want to make sure, George, that's all.
It was the 1 year of the Canadian summer camp when Red Deer Rebel teammates Colin Fraser and Dion Phaneuf fought. Kalen Addison picks his way ahead. Moves around Edward. Puts that down in the finish zone. Glass goes after it. Rasmussen centered it. And it's brought back now by the Finns. As Newman moves across left. Moved that by Ratcliffe. Talbot. Down to Clemente. For Talbot, that was knocked away by Studnicka. And brought back now by Ratcliffe. Final minute of the third period. Off the end board, Studnicka picks it up, shoots, and Lindbergh makes the save. Knocked down by Lavoie. Centers for Studnicka. Puck still loose. Ratcliffe trying to reach for it. And it's moved out by Utunen.